So what we're going to do today is actually a little bit of strengthening for the legs, and have a chair ready. So I'm going to sit in my chair. Dining chair is ideal. Sofas are a little bit lower, so that's going to make this harder. But you could also practice this on the edge of your bed, and beds are actually a little bit higher than a dining chair, so that could be a good place to start if you want to practice. And I actually really like doing squats with a chair because I think it improves our squat technique. So even if you think, oh, this sounds a bit easy, doing a chair exercise, it isn't. It is actually a really good way of improving your squat technique if you're someone that does squats in a fitness class situation, or if you do exercise at home. This is fantastic. So I'm going to just start off by facing you a minute, and you want to sit on the front half of your chair and have your feet a little bit wider than your hips. So if you've got your feet in like this, that's a really hard position to come up from, yeah? So you want to have a nice stable base, a little bit wider than your hips. And you also want to have your feet just the tiniest bit turned out as well. They don't need to be parallel for this, because that often encourages the knees to go inwards. So by having the feet just a tiny bit out, not like a balletic turn out, you can actually just track the knees slightly outwards over the toes, and that is better for your knees. Okay, so if you're on the edge of the bed, you can have the feet here. If you're on the sofa, don't sit right back. You can see my sofa's quite deep. If I was sat right back there, it makes it jolly hard to get out of. So we all know that feeling at the end of the night, don't we, when we've been glued to the telly. So always edge yourself forwards anyway. And I'm going to show you from the side here as well now. Let's move right back. So we're here, front half of the chair, the feet are wide. And we're going to come into a standing position and then going back into a sitting position, and that is your squat. So if you have a slight lean forward, not too far, yeah, just a little bit, keeping a nice flat back, and keep your chest proud. We don't want to come like this, chest proud. Now, as you want to stand up, push down through your feet, down through your heels particularly, and lean forward, push and come up. And you feel the power in the legs. Now, when we come to sit back down again, when we think of bending our knees, we often think of pushing the knees forwards, but that's not what we do when we sit down, is it? We want to place our bottoms backwards towards the chair. So soften your knees, the knees track over the toes. You've got your chair behind you, bottom back, and you're there, and you found the chair again. So let's do a few now. We've got this really good technique. Lean it forward, push down through your feet, power up through the legs, and then sit the hips back. Now, if you don't have to do it at the same pace as me. If you want to do it slower, that's absolutely fine. So it's about that little lean forward first of all. Push down. You're not pushing your knees forward past your toes. You're coming up and you're powering up in your nice posture. So sit the hips back down, come up. Shall we try it with the arms up, like folded, like a genie? There. So you're going to push down through your heels, power up. So you're really using the glutes and the legs here, and come back down. A lot of the time I think we think about coming up from our heads, but actually think of pushing through the ground, heels down, then we power up and sit back down. And let's just do a few. What you might find is you want to do maybe 5 and then have a breather and then do another 5. And every time, just in your daily life, every time you get up, how about just doing a few before you go off to do whatever you got up for? And that is really going to help. It's strengthening the muscles around your knees and strengthening through your legs, through your hips, your glutes, and it's also encouraging your good posture. So no downside to doing these. Even if you think, oh no, I've got bad knees, I can't do that. No, you want to do them. The less we do these, the more the muscles are going to get weak around the knees. So we need to keep doing these. And so you're really feeling it? I'm feeling it. We'll keep going. Couple more, shall we? Right. Well done. So you can make that harder if you want to. Give it a shake. If you want to make it harder, sofa, as you can see, actually my sofa's about the same height, but a lot of sofas are a bit lower. Or you could make it harder by holding a weight. So you could hold a couple of cans of beans or a packet of rice, something like that. You could hold it in and come up and down with a weight, because obviously that's going to be more weight for you to lift. So I hope you found that really, really helpful.